Today, I'm comparing two popular at-home ultrasound devices, the Amiro U1 and the Medicube Deep Shot, and sharing some results that really shocked me. I'll break down the similarities and differences between these devices and help you decide which one, if either, may be better choice for you. Importantly, I'll also share my experience testing each device for 2 months each. And while both devices delivered on collagen building and lifting the skin, they also produced an effect that was quite unexpected, where one area actually got worse. An effect I did not have with radiofrequency. So let's get started. Hello everyone, I'm Jodylynn and thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new here, welcome. I'm 53, but anyway, I talk all about ways to take care of the skin with a good skincare routine, SPF daily, and the help of beauty devices. Didn't start my skincare journey until I was 47 years of age, and it's never too late. So if that is something that you're interested in, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. I do not go in office at all. I'm trying to do everything at home. All right, so let's talk about the similarities of these devices. Both devices are ultrasound technology to lift and firm the skin, and both use a stamping method where you are holding it for a little moment and it is going to penetrate the ultrasound waves to the skin. Both stamping methods on these devices take about 8 minutes. So very comparable in time, and you need to use both of them about a couple of times a week. Let's talk about the differences because there are many. The Deep Shot uses high frequency waves paired with ultrasound, calling it dual energy. My biggest complaint with Medicube is that I don't have a contact any longer. And every time that I reach out to them, I don't get any responses as far as my questions being answered because I have so many questions on the technology and the specifications of this device. So I don't have, that is basically all the information that I have, which is on their website, which I think is not a lot. So in that respect, it's very frustrating. I have so many questions about the technology, but anyway, let's talk about the Amiro U1. It uses ultrasound waves, and those waves actually penetrate deep into the SMAS layer for building collagen. That is very deep, and that is much deeper than radiofrequency. This is the same layer that some plastic surgeons manipulate in facelift surgery. So this is supposed to penetrate deeper than radiofrequency. You all know that I have been using radiofrequency for over 4 years. I don't know the depth of the Deep Shot. Like, I don't know if it gets to that SMAS layer, because that would mean that these are not comparable devices. But I do know that they both use ultrasound, okay? So let's talk about the U1. There is no heat and no downtime, but it also uses EMS. So you will feel a vibration on the skin when you are stamping it, and it lasts about 5 seconds. It's just kind of like a tingling sensation. There is no heat at all. I like it. It lets me know that it is working. On the Deep Shot, it disperses a heat sensation to the skin that is about, I want to say, 1 second long. The Deep Shot has only one mode with 5 intensity levels. Some have said that level 5 is very hot. But it doesn't bother me at all. And just note, I am a huge beauty device user and have been, like I said, for over 4 years now. So that is definitely going to be up to you and your tolerance level. The U1 has 3 modes: gentle mode for sensitive skin and intense mode. And both of those modes are stamping methods. It also has an express mode, which is the daily mode that you can use daily. You are not stamping on the express mode. On the daily mode, it is about a 3-minute treatment and you are just gliding it like this. You must use a gel with a Deep Shot. I used the Medicube HR gel. It's very important that you use a gel for conductivity. On the U1, the gentle and intense mode, you will need to use a mask. It will not work without their mask. This is very important. I have tried it with other masks. I have tried it with just a gel. It does not conduct. These masks are specifically made to conduct the ultrasound waveforms from this device. Okay, so I just want to make sure that you are aware of that, because if this is a device that you are potentially considering, you will definitely need to repurchase these. They sell them in box of 4. I want to say that they're $40. They're always having sales, but just keep that in mind. Also, let's talk about how they are in the hand, okay? So this is definitely a heftier device. And to me, it's heftier in that it weighs more. It just seems like the parts might be better quality. That is my sense, and that it's a bit more durable because of how hefty, I guess you could say, that the device is. Now, please note, this is not a very light device. It's not like it's so light that it seems like it's cheap. It's definitely, you can feel it in the hand. It feels like it is a quality device, but it's just not kind of as hefty as this one. Just kind of keep that in mind. The Deep Shot is $400 and the U1 is $800. So way different price points on these two devices. Let's talk about my experience and let's look at my before and afters.
Okay, so this is the Amiro. This is 2 months of the Amiro. This is 2 months of the Deep Shot. So for me, I think that there might just be some subtle changes. But again, this isn't a scientific experiment. I don't know what kind of results from the Amiro U1 might be continuing, right? Over onto these months, because collagen building is, continuously happening. But I think that you can see maybe, and let me know your thoughts, that the nasal labial folds here seem to be a little bit not as prominent. That's the only thing that I see. Really, maybe a little bit here in the jaw. You see how this comes out a little bit more, and this one seems to be a little bit more tighter through here. Same on this side as well. Now, if I go look at this, you can see this in my black and white photo. I feel like just getting rid of the light, you can just kind of really see things a little bit better. So again, I think that you can see the jawline seems to be a little bit more tighter through here, and same with the nasal labial folds like I had discussed. I want to show this photo to you. In order for me to ensure that everything is in a line and everything is pretty much the same size, I use these straight lines, and I have lined up eyeball to eyeball. And you can see here in this photo that I have a little bit more of a smile because of where this line, meets, it doesn't meet with this line. So because I have a little bit more of a smile, I'm assuming I would have that these nasal labial folds might be a little bit deeper because of that, but it seems to me that they are not, which makes me think that maybe they are not as deep from the additional 2 months of the Deep Shot. But I do want to share something with you that I am really surprised about. My lines here that I have, those mid-cheek lines, they are my biggest problem zone. For me, anyway, that is what I consider to be my biggest problem zone. And I feel like those lines were getting deeper by using both of these devices. So if we go ahead and look at some video here, my lines on my mid-cheek lines here on October 9th just seem to be much deeper. I was noticing this also in the mirror. After I stopped the Deep Shot, I went ahead and started immediately doing radiofrequency on those mid-cheek lines. And by November 10th, I was feeling so much more confident. And that is just, obviously I don't have any science to let you know why that is happening. But I was looking in the mirror, seeing those mid-cheek lines just really appearing much deeper. So for me, radiofrequency, I love radiofrequency for the mid-cheek lines. However, I do not like ultrasound for the mid-cheek lines. So ultrasound might be a good option for the jaw line, but I'm going to keep you updated on that. Let me know your thoughts.
All right, let's talk about why I think that I may have gotten deeper mid-cheek lines using ultrasound. So after much research on ultrasound and radiofrequency, this is my theory as to why those lines got deeper. I think that it has to do with the weakening of the support structures of the mid-cheek area. So the reason I get these, or people get these lines most of the time, is because it is due to fat pad loss or the movement of the fat pad. That structure underneath the fat pad that holds everything together is weakening, and that has to do with age. So the fat pad is weakened by support structures, which cause the pad to move and droop. Ultrasound may disrupt the fat pads that provide volume in the mid-cheek. Again, I'm not 100% sure. This is just from research that I've done on my own. With radiofrequency, it actually provides more tissue tightening through controlled heat and may better target the specific depth where our tissues need support. Again, this is just my theory, but I just noticed that when I use radiofrequency here, it is tightening that top layer of skin ever so subtly, which pulls that back and makes this area more minimized. So please note also that there is nothing on the market in 2024, as of 2024, that will eliminate mid-cheek lines. I've done a whole video on that because it's very difficult, and you probably would need to go in office because, again, it's not a collagen thing. It's not a collagen building. It is structural change, okay? And you can help to minimize that line from my experience over the past 4 years with radiofrequency, and I just found that ultrasound made it worse. So anyway, keep that in mind. I think that that is a very important to note. And once I started radiofrequency back up again on this area, I was so happy. It took about only a couple weeks for me to tighten that area back up where I feel confident and comfortable. So let's talk about my conclusion. I feel like I got similar results with both devices. I do not like ultrasound high frequency for my mid-cheek lines. I do like it so far here. However, I'm not sure if ultrasound is actually superior to radiofrequency just yet. I feel like if you are looking for an affordable option to tighten the lower part of your face, this might be a great device for you. Again, just note, I'm using this on skin that has been maintained. It's not like when I originally started 4 years ago where my skin was very saggy. So I can only provide information to you on, where I'm at in my journey as of now. So if you're looking for a device that is higher quality, you may want to opt for the U1 technology, which is by obviously Amiro, because I feel like the higher quality in the device and the more information I have on the specifications might just be a longer lasting, more durable device. Now, with that being said, and because of all of that information, I really want to give this device like a solid 6 months. I really want to see if it is superior than radiofrequency, as I cannot just say as of yet. Let us know if you've tried either of these devices and what you think of either. We would love to know. And if you like this video, please go ahead and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell because I would love to have you. Until next time.